Greetings, explorers of the shadows and seekers of hidden truth. You are now in the portal of the unknown, where ancient secrets challenge the present and prophecies echo through the cycles of time. Today, we delve into the story of Bel and the dragon, a fascinating account found in the book of Daniel, chapter 14, from the Septuagint. This episode unveils the clash between divine power and the deception of idols worshipped by the Babylonians. As we immerse ourselves in this narrative, we are transported to an opulent Babylon, filled with pagan rituals and priests who manipulated the faith of the people for their own gain. King Nebuchadnezzar, blinded by idolatry, believed that Bel, the Babylonian god, consumed large offerings of food and drink daily. However, Daniel, a servant of the Most High God and a seeker of hidden truths, challenged this belief by exposing the priest's deception. With divine wisdom, Daniel spread ashes on the temple floor at night. By dawn, the footprints revealed that the priests and their families secretly entered the temple to consume the offerings. But Daniel's journey did not end there. The next challenge involved a mighty dragon, revered as a living deity by the Babylonians. With unwavering courage, Daniel refused to worship the beast, and using a simple yet ingenious method, defeated it by feeding it a mixture of pitch, fat, and hair, causing it to burst. This act not only proved the superiority of the living God, but also shattered the belief in the power of pagan idols. This often overlooked story carries profound symbolism about the struggle between the light of truth and the darkness of illusion. Daniel, driven by unshakable faith in the Creator, confronted deception and exposed the lie that upheld Babylon's spiritual dominance. Likewise, we are called to discern truth in a world filled with false doctrines and modern idols that divert humanity from the divine path. In the next segment, we will explore the consequences of this courageous act, delving into the reaction of the Babylonian people and the spiritual impact that echoes to this day. Daniel, a man of unwavering faith, was challenged to prove that Bel, the god venerated by the Babylonians, did not consume the offerings presented to him. With divine wisdom, Daniel spread ashes on the temple floor during the night, revealing the footprints of the priests who secretly consumed the offerings. Daniel 14:20-22. This act of discernment not only exposed the priests' deception, but also deeply shook King Nebuchadnezzar's trust in pagan deities. Guided by the light of the true God, Daniel acted with strategy and patience, allowing the truth to emerge from the shadows of manipulation. At dawn, the footprints in the ashes revealed the scheme. The priests and their families secretly entered the temple through hidden passages to feast on the generous offerings meant for Bel. The impact of this revelation was devastating, leading the king to order the execution of the priests and the destruction of Bel's temple. However, Daniel's boldness did not stop at exposing Bel's fraud. Shortly after, he was faced with another challenge, the worship of a living dragon, considered a deity by the Babylonians. With unwavering faith, Daniel rejected idolatry and devised a simple yet effective strategy, preparing a mixture of pitch, fat, and hair, which, when ingested by the creature, caused it to explode. This symbolic act not only destroyed the dragon, but also demonstrated the impotence of false gods in the face of the living God's power. Daniel's courage in confronting both the corrupt priests and the dragon's worship marked a turning point in Babylon's spiritual history. The people, once enslaved by superstition and fear, were forced to face the truth and question their beliefs. Nebuchadnezzar, moved by the display of divine power, acknowledged the supremacy of Daniel's God. This historic moment served as a powerful testament that the light of truth always triumphs over the darkness of deception. The story of Bel and the dragon remains a timeless reminder of the importance of discerning between truth and falsehood, guided by faith and divine wisdom. The deception of Bel was exposed, but the story doesn't end there. The dragon, another idol worshipped by the Babylonians, was defeated when Daniel made it swallow a mixture of pitch, fat, and hair, causing it to explode. Daniel 14:27. This act was not merely a display of power, but a profound demonstration that creation could never rival the Creator. The divine wisdom that guided Daniel in this extraordinary feat reveals a deep spiritual symbolism. The dragon, revered as a living deity, embodied the brute force of idolatry that enslaved the minds and hearts of the Babylonian people. By using a simple yet lethal substance, Daniel not only destroyed the creature's physical body, but also dismantled the myth that upheld it as a divine being. The impact of this event echoed throughout the city. Those who witnessed the dragon's defeat were astonished by the power of the God of Israel. The arrogance of the priests crumbled to dust, and the fear that surrounded the creature vanished like smoke in the wind. King Nebuchadnezzar, once trapped in the darkness of idolatry, was compelled to acknowledge the supremacy of the true God, the only one capable of ruling over all creation. Daniel's act transcended the mere destruction of an idol. It challenged the very spiritual foundation of Babylon. By confronting the lies and falsehoods that upheld pagan worship, Daniel revealed that no earthly force, no matter how feared or revered, could stand against divine truth. This feat not only freed the people from an ancient illusion, but also strengthened the faith of the Jewish exiles, who witnessed the hand of the Almighty God working within an oppressive empire. Reflecting on this narrative leads us to a deep question. How many times in our journey do we place our trust in modern idols, whether power, wealth, or status, instead of seeking a true connection with the living God? Daniel's story challenges us to confront our own idols and examine the areas of our lives where we may have exchanged trust. Just as the Babylonians worshipped Bel and the dragon, we often find ourselves worshiping what is fleeting and temporary, believing that the relentless pursuit of material goods, social recognition, or positions of power will bring full satisfaction. However, Daniel's lesson is clear. None of these can compare to the power of the Creator, who not only sustains the universe, but also calls us into a direct and transformative relationship with Him. These modern idols, although disguised as legitimate achievements or goals, can become traps that lead us away from the true essence of life. The pursuit of wealth, for example, can consume us to the point of forgetting the spiritual values that truly nourish our souls. The constant desire for status can divert us from the divine purpose given to us. But just as the dragon was defeated by the power of God, all these idols can be undone when we turn to the eternal truth that only He offers. In our daily lives, it is easy to fall into the trap of placing our trust in things that cannot sustain our existence. The message from Daniel's story invites us to reflect on what we are worshiping in our own hearts and to have the courage to destroy these idols, just as Daniel did. Daniel's victory over the idols of Babylon is a reminder that by placing our trust in the living God, we align ourselves with the source of all wisdom, power, and truth. The fall of Bel and the destruction of the dragon symbolize the defeat of deception and the supremacy of the Most High. Isaiah 44:9 declares, "All who make graven images are nothing, and the things they treasure are worthless." This verse resonates deeply when we reflect on Daniel's confrontation with the idols of Babylon. The destruction of Bel and the dragon was not just a physical event, but a clear manifestation of the truth that dismantles the lies that govern the hearts of people. Isaiah's word reaffirms that all images and false gods, no matter how impressive they may appear in the eyes of humans, are essentially empty and without real power. What the Babylonian people believed to be divine power was revealed as pure illusion, devoid of any true value. Just as images made by human hands cannot be compared to the greatness of the Creator, the relentless pursuits of power, status, and wealth, often idolized in today's society, are also flawed in providing the eternal meaning that can only be found in God. The Lord's promise is clear. Everything built on false foundations that seeks worship in created things will one day fall. The victory over Bel and the dragon serves as a reminder that, regardless of the form an idol takes, its fall is certain before the power of God. Thus, Isaiah's word is not just a condemnation of the idols of the past, but a continuous warning for us to reveal and destroy our own modern idols. When we place our trust in the things of this world, we are, in a sense, venerating graven images that have no power to save us, give us peace, or lead us to true fulfillment. The message of Isaiah and the story of Daniel invite us to reevaluate the foundations on which we are building our lives, always seeking true worship of the one God worthy of our trust. The modern world, just like ancient Babylon, is filled with invisible idols that seduce the soul and lead the heart away from the eternal truth. But Just like Daniel, we are called to stand firm in faith and reveal the falsehood of what is fleeting. Today's society, much like the ancient Babylon, fosters a culture of invisible idols. No longer are they physical stone statues or mythological gods, but ideologies, desires, and obsessions that dominate our minds and hearts. The worship of consumption, power, social prestige, and instant pleasure are the new deities that govern many lives, seducing them to seek fulfillment and identity in things that are fleeting and empty. These idols, often disguised as seemingly harmless aspects of everyday life, have the power to divert our attention from the true source of meaning and purpose. Just like Daniel, who challenged the idolatry of Bel and the dragon and exposed the falsehood of those gods, we are called in our day to confront the lies that surround us. The world around us encourages us to find security in material wealth, social status, and a false sense of control over our circumstances. But these are modern idols that, like the gods of Babylon, have no real power over our souls and cannot offer us what we deeply seek: peace, purpose, and eternal life. Daniel's courage serves as a vibrant example for us. Not only did he expose the false beliefs of his time, but he also remained faithful to the true God, even in the face of danger and opposition. This is the kind of faith we are called to have today, a faith that does not yield to the idols the world offers, but that remains steadfast in the truth that comes from God. We are challenged to question what society places in our hearts and minds as worthy of worship, and to seek instead a true connection with the Creator. In our own contexts, we can find forms of idolatry that pull us away from God, whether it's in work, the pursuit of personal success, or even in distractions that take us away from a deeper spiritual life. But just like Daniel, we have the power to expose the fraud of these idols and return to the one true God who can truly fill the emptiness in our lives. The challenge is great, but Daniel's victory over the false deities of Babylon reminds us that divine truth will always prevail, and those who remain firm in faith will be secure, no matter how great the pressure from the world around them. May this story inspire us to seek divine light amidst the darkness of illusion. As it is written in Psalm 158, those who make them will be like them, and so will all who trust in them. This powerful declaration from Psalms warns us about the dangers of putting our trust in idols, whether physical or invisible. Those who create images or place their trust in them end up becoming like them, empty, lifeless, and powerless in the face of the true strength that comes from God. This verse reflects the transformation that occurs when a human being decides to worship something created, something without soul, power, or capacity for transformation. The result is a loss of spiritual essence, an emptiness of life, because when we cling to what is fleeting and illusory, we cease to reflect the glory and truth offered to us by the Creator. Just like in ancient Babylon, where the idols of Bel and the dragon represented false security and power, today, we are tempted to trust in modern idols that promise happiness and fulfillment, but cannot keep their promises. The worship of materialism, social status, or the relentless pursuit of pleasure leads those who surrender to these false deities to become spiritually blind. They become like the idols they worship, devoid of the truth that can only be found in God. The verse from Psalms serves as a powerful warning. Let us not become like the idols, who are incapable of acting, transforming, or giving life. Instead, let us seek the divine light, the one that illuminates the shadows of illusion and guides us on the path of truth. Just like Daniel, who stood firm in the face of lies and revealed the falseness of Babylonian idols, we are called to reject the false promises of modern idols and trust only in the true source of life, the God who created the heavens and the earth, who calls us to live in his eternal light. Therefore, this story is not just a lesson about ancient Babylon, but a continuous invitation to make wiser choices and seek, in all areas of our lives, a true connection with the living God. May we resist the temptation to worship idols and instead allow God's light to illuminate our path, transforming us into his image and likeness. If you wish to continue unraveling hidden mysteries and forgotten truths, subscribe to the Portal of the Unknown. The shadows hold secrets for those who dare to see beyond. Each video is a unique opportunity to explore the unknown, where mysteries of history, spirituality, and supernatural events intersect. Join us and be part of a journey of discovery that challenges conventions, explores the limits of human understanding, and reveals what many choose to ignore. The unknown awaits you, and the doors are open to those brave enough to cross them. Subscribe now, turn on notifications, and be ready for what's to come. The answers are constantly unfolding, and the next secret could be the most revealing of all.